Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. On Einstein's trending blog on Sunday, this is what we said. We said the Trump pump is still in play, and the market appears to have more short-term momentum to the upside. However, we believe later on this week or early next, the Trump pump will turn into the Trump dump, and we could possibly see the market sell off. Now, it hasn't sort of quite worked out like that. The market did end the week just slightly down, but we are obviously expecting this sort of pretty negative price action, which we've seen this week, to roll over into next week. You know, obviously part of me hoping it doesn't happen, but you know, it's still a reason that we're obviously being really, really cautious. Therefore, some of you might say, what on earth were you doing, Dave, putting Domino's out as a trending buy? And I'll tell you what, this is the reason. We feel it looks so strong that we're hoping that obviously if the market does go down or start going down at the beginning of next week, that this will obviously go against the trend. The reason we like it, got a great little buy signal. I mean, in normal times, this is just a no-brainer, right? It's come down. You can see how it just holds these sort of long-term trends beautifully. Come down, got this classic little buy signal. There's one, bang, bang, went through. These are buy signals, and a similar one. Maybe if you go back to, say, similar time in December around sort of 2014, again, very similar price action, and this is a powerful move, especially the way it's gone a lot lower and it's having a little move up. Looks very good. I know we did trend this one the other week, which most probably and we did well on it. Most probably gave me a little bit more confidence to get into it. But again, you know, there's a short-term chart, started to move up, came down, had that nice little swing up, and it looks good on the short term. Good little sort of volume picking in today. So we put it on, and actually since we put on it, I think it had a little bit move up to the rest of the day. So happy to sort of add that one to the sort of the trending portfolio, and hopefully that, you know, that's going to do pretty well for us. Just obviously having a look at what we're looking at the moment. Obviously Ramsey, you know, what we're hoping, it just behaves like it always has in the past. Even if it flirts a little bit harder on that long-term moving average, we think the story's right. We think the trend's right. I think it looks Ramsey around the, you know, the earnings are pretty solid. The earnings growth in China, we certainly like the Ramsey Healthcare story. As we do with FPH, again, looks, you know, what you've got to understand, although it has broken those trend lines, all the companies had this similar sort of price action recently, and so we were happy to hold these good stories. As even though we do feel if the market does go a little bit further, this is only going to be a very quick fall, and I think we're definitely going to slingshot back up pretty quickly. Again, obviously BAP holding those trend lines, and again looking absolutely fine, got no issues. BHP Billington, you know, perfect trend for us. So I think we've been through this a few times. So basically we've got no issues, and obviously ORE again had a good bit of profit taking today, but again had a great week. I think at one stage it was up like 16-17%. The gold stories are suffering a little bit at the moment, but happy to hold. We are bullish with gold. We're bullish to the fact that I think obviously we've got big part of the Muslim world, 25% of the world's population, going to be welcoming into the gold market, and possibly are going to be buying a lot of gold from next few months. And again, with the increased volatility around the rest of the world, we like gold, and especially these companies, because they're making an absolute fortune. So Evolution, Northern Star, I think absolute gems of companies. Just seeing how again, like I said, we had one classic buy signal, a little Bendigo on the weekend. And I suppose in some ways I'm kicking myself we didn't really trend this, but it's again just went through beautifully, and had a pretty decent week. I think it ended up about 3%, which in this climate I think is excellent, and I think that those weekly buy and sell signals did very well. And the bullish stocks, all the companies that we said I think look bullish, actually generally speaking did really well. I think we had some just have a look, we had a few outstanding performers there. We had obviously FBU was up, did really well, was up about 5% at one stage. and again really showed it was looking really bullish for this week. We had ALU. Again, had a great move today. I think it was one of the top performers on the ASX. ALU, and it looks even better for next week actually. And ALU was up roughly around 8.73%, so that was stunning. CGC, I think at one stage, did really well for us. Was up about sort of 9.2%, so that was very, very good. So I think all in all, generally speaking, those weekly buy and sell signals, there are a few of them down, but generally speaking, obviously Orocobre was up, like I said, about 16-17% at one stage, and A2 Milk again was pretty respectful. But generally speaking, those weekly buy and sell signals again did, and you can see here a lot of good green today with some pretty good results. Again, it did very, very well for us. Again, I do apologize that there isn't too much official trends going on. Sort of happy to put Domino's on. Again, still, guys, just be cautious out there in the market. I'm going to be very curious to see how the Dow trades tonight, especially Monday night, as we do feel there's a lot of exhaustion on the market, and we are expecting this little fallback. Anyway, I'd like to sort of thank you for listening to Equity Story, and have a great weekend, and good night.